Hey YouTube, second video for the day, and I'm going to give you a different eyeshadow look. This is called the cut crease, and it's all about a lot of definition and precision. I don't know why I always have a hard time saying that word. It just gets me tongue-tied. So here we go. You want to start off with your tape. Use Scotch tape. I don't have any Scotch tape, so I'm using wig tape. And yeah, I don't suggest you do that because it's hard to get off, and you don't want to rip the damn skin off of your eye. So I just applied some of my Clinique foundation on the back of my hand. I'm using a foundation brush, and let me zoom in. And I'm just applying foundation on my lid and a little bit underneath the eye. And the reason for the foundation on the lid is instead of using an eyeshadow primer. I mean, I find sometimes with eyeshadow primers, they can be a little bit cakey. Not to mention, you know, who wants to buy and put a whole bunch of product on your face? You know, the truth is, you know, cosmetic companies want you to believe you need an eyeshadow primer. You really don't. The foundation can be a great primer for you. So next I'm going to take my powder, and I'm using Clinique loose powder. You don't have to use loose powder. I just like loose powder because it's a lighter texture and a lighter feel. And what the powder is going to do, make sure you tap out loose powder. What the powder is going to do, it's going to take away any oil. It's going to matte the lid so that you don't get any creasing. You don't want your eyeshadow to be all blotchy and creased up. I don't even know that's a word, but it is now. And I'm going to take my NYX Milk. That's the NYX Jumbo Stick in the color Milk. And I'm going to take that, and I'm going to apply that on my lid. And don't, you know, be very light with this. You don't want to have a heavy hand with that because that can get really intense. It's very, very white. And just blend it in like so. Now, if this wasn't a video for beginners, I wouldn't even show this, me blending in the milk. Normally, I just skip this part and go straight to the shadow, but this is for beginners. So I'm going to show you guys every step of the way. And don't look at my fingers. They're like all jacked up because after this, I'm going to do a minx video because a lot of people wanted me to do a minx tutorial so you can know how to apply your own minx instead of paying, you know, $50, $60 for somebody to do it for you. Man, I'd be damned. So we just blended in that Milk Jumbo Stick pencil from NYX. And now I am going to get my brushes together. Yeah, here we go. Alright, so I'm using my 120 palette again. And I just ordered that online. I didn't get it from eBay, no. I got it from bhcosmectics, actually. I got my 180 palette from eBay. So, I'm taking a eyeshadow brush. And you can use any eyeshadow brush you want. And I'm going to use the third light shadow on the bottom. 1, 2, 3. This one here. And it's the one it's on the palette that's with the black shadows. Not the one with the blue shadows. Those of you who have the 120 know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm applying that on now. And I'm going to do this all over the eye because it's a base. So base goes all over. So I'm doing it from lash line right on up to brow bone. Well, right on up to the brow, actually. Sorry about that. Okay. So I just applied my base shadow all over the entire lid. Now we're ready to switch brushes. And you're going to switch to a contour brush. There's a contour brush. If you remember from the other video I did, a contour brush, the difference is it's more compact, the bristles are firmer, so you have more control over where you put that darker shadow so it doesn't go all over your eye. And again, on the 120 palette, I'm using 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm using the 4th dark brown. It's the darkest brown without any shimmer. It's a matte dark brown, and it's the 4th one over from your right if you have the 120 palette. If not, use any dark brown that you like. And if you're darker skin, you can actually use a black instead of a dark brown. But I'm kind of, I'm kind of on the Michael Jackson side, so I need to keep my my contour color a little lighter. Otherwise, I'll look crazy. So I'm taking my contour brush. I just applied the dark brown shadow to it. And now we're going to do an outer V. So we're going to start from the lash line and bring it up to where our crease is. It's the beginning of the V. And where the crease, where our eye creases, we're going to bring this in. Keep bringing it in. Wheel it on in. Steady hands for this. Okay. So, you see that? Close the eye so you can see it. What we got going on here is a big V. Here to about right here. And bring it on in. Stop about right here. So a little past your pupil. And we're going to leave all of this light. And right here light. So we did it from the lash, brought it out, bring it in. And you're doing that with a contour brush. Something compact and firm. And just blending it down a little bit so the edges aren't so sharp. Now we're going to switch brushes again. We're going back to our shadow brush. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take this medium brown, which is right here. It's right next to that very dark one. And if you don't have the 120 palette, again, you just want to take a next medium shade. So we're working with 3 colors here. We're working with a very light base color, we're working with a very dark contour color, and we're working with a medium shade. So whether you want to do this with grays or blacks, or you want to do it with browns like I'm doing, that's up to you, and depending on your skin tone. So now with this shadow brush, I'm going lightly over the dark contour line that we made. And this is just going to soften it a little bit and make the transition between the lines a little less noticeable. So I just brought it right here and I just dotted it, I kind of stippled it in. See that? So now it's a little bit wider than it was before. And now we're going to blend, the most important part.